Hello, this is John Barton. I'm going to do a very quick video on how to check your stroke. And this one's not going to be on aiming, so it's not on an aiming system. We're going to set up a known line so that you can stroke down that line and determine if your stroke is good or not, or what you have to work on. This is an easy way to do it with no money. All you need to do is invest in a piece of chalk and a ruler. And you can see if your stroke is good. Now I'm going to go ahead and remind everybody that we are JB Cases, and we make leather cases like this one. So if you're a pool player and you're interested in a leather case, feel free to check out our website, jbcases.com. That's jbcases.com. All right, let's get into the lesson. Now, what I've done here is I've scribed a chalk line to the pocket, and what I've done is I've made it where the ball just barely gets by the point here so that it has to be straight. So if I touch the rail coming in, it's not likely to go in, okay? Unless I hit it absolute pocket speed. But you can see it. If it hits the rail and goes in, you can see that it didn't stroke straight. If it strokes absolutely straight, it's going to go right in the pocket without touching the rail. Now, you can use a ball like this, like the Q-Sight training ball here. This is a cool ball that I made up that you can set right on the line and make sure that it's dead straight. You see it's got graduation, so you can use a ball like that. You get it from qsight.com, or you can use a regular ball. Now, what I've done is I've marked off two positions. This is the object ball position, and what you want to do is you want to get the ball dead straight on the mark, on the X, and then tap it a little bit so that when you tap it, it'll go back into place easily. Okay, this is important for your practice. And do the same thing for the cue ball position down here. So let's put the 3 in place. As you see, it rolls into place nicely. We're going to run through 15 balls real quick. And the idea here is when you shoot the ball, you want to put your cue so that you want to put your cue down so that your cue is stroking straight on this line with no deviation. Okay? So now you know that if you put the cue ball right here, if you put the cue ball down right here, then you don't even have to worry about the cue ball. All you have to do is make sure your cue strokes along this line, because you can see the line. So just stroke it along that line, and if your stroke is right, the ball will go. Obviously, you can see my stroke was no good there. So let's do that again. And this is an easy way to test whether you have stroking errors in your backhand, or you're dipping or shimmying or jiving or anything like that. So obviously you can see I need to work on my stroke quite a bit. Remember, you don't have to aim this. You simply put your cue down so it's stroking along the line. And that's what the shot should look like if you do it right. Now you'll notice the ball touched the rail going in, so it wasn't quite perfect. It wasn't quite perfect right there, but it was in the margin of allowable error to make that ball. So again, stroking down the line. Okay, now that one was too far off. I hit the ball up here. And your goal is, we're going to run through these 15 balls. Your goal is to get this shot down where your stroke is dead straight, dead accurate, like that. And that's what will usually happen. See how the white ball just stops right there? It doesn't go anywhere? That's because it hit it full in the face on a dead straight shot. So if you set this up and you practice this, and you can practice at various distances, you'll get to the point. Now you see how my ball moved a little bit this way, and the 10 ball went this way? That means because I hit the 10 ball just slightly to the left. Alright, so you definitely don't want to be doing that when the shot is critical. Okay, now obviously you can see there's a certain margin of error, but you don't want to have to count on that margin of error. Okay, straight stroke. There we go. Now see how nicely that looked? And this is because you have a known line. So you don't have to worry about how to aim, where to stand. All you have to do is put your cue on that line and step into the shot and make sure your bridge hand is in position where you can easily stroke along that line. Okay, so if you want to put your bridge hand down here with no ball, and when you stroke, if you're having a problem, if your bridge hand is here, you cannot stroke along the line. It's almost impossible because you're not lined up right. Your hand is not a point on the line. Your bridge hand must be a point on this line in order for you to be able to stroke straight along the line. Otherwise, it's impossible. Even if I move over just a tiny fraction, it is impossible to stroke along the line. You see how my cue diverges from the line? Now, if I put my hand on it where my cue is straight on the line, I can go straight down the line all the way through with my body extension. See how my hand is extended all the way? And I'm not awkward at all. You cannot do that if you're here. If I go here without contorting or twisting, I have to twist. I have to actually move my whole body over to get it going down the line. Now if I lay the cue down and bring it back here, I'm not at my bridge hand. So if I'm off like this and I try to stroke straight, what do I have to do? I have to do this. Some kind of body movement to get my cue on the right line. Whereas if I put my bridge hand down with my V point as a node, as a point on the line, then all I have to do is hit it straight. See how nice it goes through? All I have to do is hit the ball. I don't have to move my body. I don't have to shimmy this way or do any kind of contortion to make the shot or to hit the ball. Last night on the podcast, Johnny Archer said the same thing. He said all he worries about when he gets down is hitting the cue ball. Nothing else. All he worries about is how he hits the cue ball. Because that's all you hit. You know, he doesn't worry about whether he's aimed right. He doesn't worry about, you know, what the object ball is going to do, because he knows that if he hits the cue ball right, then it's likely going to go just exactly where he aimed it. Okay, now you notice there I hit a little bit to the right. So that's where the cue side ball would come in handy for you, because you can wipe the chalk off of this ball and you can see where you hit it. So here you can line up. Now I've got the lines all dead lined up on the ball, and I want to hit it dead center. Now I can walk over and look at it and see where I hit it. You can barely see the chalk on here a little bit, but I hit it probably just a tiny bit outside of center, so right about there. So I'll wipe that chalk off. We'll try it once again. Let's see what my time is on here. Okay, so let's try that one more time, and this time I'll chalk it up really heavy, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and I'll get that lined up dead straight. Okay, let's put a heavy coating of chalk on so we can really see it. I'm really focused on the center of the ball here. Alright, now you notice again, the 5 touched the rail going in, but goodness gracious, look how we hit it. Look how beautiful that is. Right there. Not entirely dead center, but you know, that's a pretty close to a bullseye. And you can notice right there, I hit the ball fairly hard, and it still went in because it probably wasn't very much off right here. Okay, let's leave that chalk mark on there. I got 5 more balls, and we'll try it again. Okay, 12 is settled in. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I got my line all lined up. My cue's tracking right on the line. Okay, now I notice I've set that a little bit high, so I'll move it down. Okay. Now, dead center ball right there. Wow, what happened? Let's take a look. Well, look at that. That time I hit it way outside the center. So you can see what a difference that made, because the 5 ball or the object ball hit somewhere in here. You know? Even with being a tip out, you can see what happened there. Now, I'm putting the Q-Sight logo on top and facing me so I can read it for orientation. It's important that you put the ball the same way every time when you do these drills, if you're going to use something like this, so that you've got it oriented if you're going to track it this way. So now I really got to focus. Make sure I come straight through. Let's see what happened. That time we knocked the chalk off of it, so I can't tell. So I should have wiped the chalk off. We'll do it again this time. I'll wipe the chalk completely off, and we'll do it again. Got 4 balls left. So once again, you want to draw yourself a known line, and with that known line, you can then put some more chalk on so we can really get a... With that known line, you can test yourself if you're stroking straight down it or not. Okay, now, as I said, Q-Sight facing me. So this is my view of the ball when I'm looking at it. So the Q-Sight's up so I can be read. As you can see, I'm dead center, but I'm just a little bit high, but that didn't make much of a difference. Okay, let's try it again. We're going to wipe the chalk off. Remember, you can buy this ball at qsight.com or any of the retailers that stock Sterling or Q-Sight products. You should be able to buy it from them. So as long as you don't need this ball either. You can do it. You can take an old cue ball and put a magic marker, put a dot on it or whatever, just so you have orientation. Okay. All right. Here we go. Dead center. See what happens. So there I can't tell. I'm a little high, I think. Still in the center. So we're going to wipe it off again. It's important, I think, also that you chalk up before every shot. So if you're going to use a ball like this, you want to put a lot of chalk on the ball so that you can see where you're at. All right. Dead lined up. That way you can really see the mark.